So you've just installed Oracle and can't log into the HR schema? Don't worry, almost everyone gets stuck here the first time. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to access the HR schema and start running queries. I'm Ben from Database Star, and I've helped thousands of people get started with Oracle and SQL. By the end, you'll be connected and finally able to practice SQL with the HR tables. And if you're learning SQL, grab my free SQL cheat sheet. The link is in the description. You might have read guides or seen videos that say you just need to unlock the HR user by running an alter user command. This used to work, but in recent versions of the Oracle database, the HR schema is no longer included, so we can't just unlock it like we could before. However, we can download the schema from an Oracle GitHub repository and install it. This is the GitHub repo where all of the sample databases are located. I've added the link in the description. On this page, we're looking for something called releases. We can find a link to that on the right, so click on it. We can now see the releases page. There are a bunch of improvements listed at the top here that you might find useful. Scroll down a little and find the source code zip file. Click on this and download it to somewhere on your computer. I'll download it to my Downloads folder. Next, open this location in Windows Explorer and extract the zip file. After this process is done, we will have a new folder here with the scripts inside. You can open the folder and you'll see a folder here called Human Resources. This is where the scripts for the HR database live. Let's install this schema. I've got VS Code open with the SQL Developer extension installed, but you can use whatever SQL editor you prefer. Or you can use the command prompt if you prefer to run this using SQL Plus or SQLCL. First, connect to your database as an administrator. This could be the sys or system user or any other user with admin privileges. For this connection, I've already set it up as the system user. Now we need to open the file to run. Go to Open File, then browse to the folder you extracted, then go into the Human Resources folder, then open the file called hrinstall.sql. The file will be opened in a new tab. You might see a screen like this with a bunch of errors. This happens to me because I have a different SQL extension installed and it's picking up this file as SQL Server, not Oracle SQL. I can change this easily by changing the SQL type here to Oracle SQL, then connecting to the Oracle Docker 26 database like I had before. I don't see the Run buttons on the top right, but I can go to another tab, then back to this one, and they will show. Now we see this looks a little different. Let's run this file. In this SQL Developer extension, we have a Run button and a Run Script button. You'll see similar buttons in the SQL Developer application and other tools. We want to click Run Script and not Run. The Run button will run a single statement and not the whole file and won't work. So click Run Script. You'll see this panel appear on the right, which says password and a value of null. This is a prompt for you to enter a password you want to set for the HR schema. For me, I'll enter a simple password of HRPass. This will be used to log in later. We can proceed and a moment later the database will be created. We'll see a bunch of messages on the Output tab here. Now you can alternatively run this hrinstall SQL file from the Terminal tab here in VS Code or run it from the command prompt. You'll have to connect to the database using the connection string, then run this SQL file by typing the full name to the path, then running the file. You'll get the same outcome though, which is the HR schema created. Now we have run that script, we can check that the schema is installed. Go back to the other tab, which is connected to the database, and select from the DBA Users table and look for the HR user. We can see a record here for the HR user indicating it is now installed on the database. Now we can connect as the HR user so we can see the tables and data. To do this, we create a new connection. We will use the same as the existing connection but specify the username of HR and the password we specified earlier, which was HRPass. We specify the hostname of localhost and the service name of FreePDB1. This is because I'm using the Oracle Free database from the Oracle Container Registry. Your service name and host name may be different depending on your version. We can test the connection, which should pass. Now the connection is saved, right-click on the connection and select Open SQL Worksheet to open a new tab for this connection. You should now be connected to the database. Once connected, you can run queries like this to get the data from the employees table. You should see some sample data from the employees table. So that's how you unlock and use the Oracle HR schema. Download the schema from the GitHub repository, run the installation script, and create a new connection. Now that you've unlocked HR, you'll want to watch this video next, which explains how to understand a database you have access to. Thanks for watching.